Hey guys, just so you're aware, this is the abridged building of an Ender 3 V2. If you're looking for the full version that is still edited, because I definitely didn't make any mistakes whatsoever, that's going to be in the description and in the top pinned comment, so you guys can take a look at it if you want to follow along. But this is just to give you an idea of what it was like building it from my perspective of both a hobbyist and a professional in this industry. And if you want to see our full review of the printer, we'll card to it right there where you can actually see a time lapse of the print as well. But enough of me talking. Let's get to the building. Hey everybody, thanks again for joining us. We've got an Ender 3 V2. We're going to unbox it for you today and do a review. I got this on Amazon on a deal for like $175 delivered. And for that value, I mean, good Lord, there's a lot in this box for not a lot of money. I want to learn more all about this printer. And we're gonna find out right after this segue to our sponsor, 3D Musketeers. That's right, we're gonna continue to self-sponsor these videos, just like I paid for this printer with my own dang money. Hope that you guys will support us with your likes and your subs here on 3D Musketeers YouTube channel. We help you get your ideas out of your head and into your hands with full art-to-part rapid prototyping and product development. So if you want to make awesome, give us a call. Kind of what we're good at. Time-lapse is set up, the benchy is rolling, and while it took a little bit of finagling to get the bed where I was happy with it, it's there. First layer stuck okay. Once we got it to that right height, squish it down just a little bit and life will be okay. As expected, I was a little bit higher than we needed to be. I'm used to the old school printers that used build tack. Glass is one of those new things for me when you are talking about manually leveled printers. With that being said, this is an okay experience. I'm not dissatisfied so far with the print quality. I think this is kind of what I expected. We did have to kick a little piece of plastic off that didn't stick. The first purge line wasn't perfect, but the overall build experience so far has been reasonably positive. Yes, I did say reasonably positive. It's not a bad printer, but I think that it does get a bad rap because, well, it's only got one Z-axis, okay, and that Z-axis lead screws right here. The filament is on top of it. So it's cantilevered, so they do have a tendency to sag. They use V-wheels, which is, for a printer this price, I can't complain. It is very quiet. Actually, the fans that it uses are very loud comparatively. I will say, if you don't mind taking the time to build a printer, if you don't mind dealing with some of the extra BS that is going to come with this, things like it's wobbly, nozzles are clogging, it's not an all-metal hot end. Remember, this is a PTFE line hot end. You might not have a terrible experience overall. Now realize this printer came out at like number 2 or number 3 on our cheap 3D printer roundup, which I will card to right above me. So I don't hate it. But I will tell you the Ender 3 is not my first choice of printer. I will say there are some really nice things about it, including the easy way to go ahead and belt tension your axes. I like that it has an extruder visualizer built in, although they're easy and cheap to print. I'm not a huge fan of Bowden, but I think Creality does an okay job of this entire setup. I do like how they have this nice cage around the fan, the hot end, and all that nonsense. That way little hands can't get in there. It came with a printer sock, so it's got a lot of things going for it. If you want a printer that's going to work basically every single time, get a Prusa. Honestly, this is not the right printer for you. If you want the Apple of 3D printers, Creality is probably not the right place to start. But if you are a tinkerer and you love to mess with things, if you love to play, if you love to work, if you love to really hang out and get to know your printer, this is a great, great option. Now I will say, great first printer, great second printer. But if you're relying on just one machine, I don't necessarily know if I would put my faith in this printer. With that being said, as a hobbyist, I would buy this every day of the week. At the price I paid for $175, I said, I don't even care that I've got a YouTube channel. For $175, I've always wanted one. And at $175, there's very little reason for me not to get one. Links to this will be in the description down below. We have links to the Prusa as well if you want it. There's an affiliate links for both, so we do get a bit of a cut. If you don't mind helping us out, we would greatly support it. Otherwise, guys, that's my hot take on it. I think it's actually a pretty decent printer. For the money, you're gonna have a really hard time beating this. If I had to give this printer a grade, because I guess that's gonna be the thing now, I'm gonna give it a B to a B minus. It is not a bad printer if you don't value your time. I believe this thing is going to take a lot of time to keep it running long term. And yes, you can buy a bunch of upgrades, but at what point were you better off just getting one of these in the first place? And again, these are different price classes. I can get more than 2 of these at the price that I paid for one of these. And generally, it's about 2 of these for one of these. But that experience is a lot different. I don't mind this. I think the build was a little bit meh, but I think my expectations were set very high from Prusa. But yeah, the unboxing is coming up right after this, so if you guys want to see the unboxing and build, make sure you stay tuned. But if not, stay safe out there. Don't forget to call your loved ones. And as always, keep making awesome. See you guys down in the comments. We have this nice glass build plate. It is 220 by 220, and it is 250 in the Z or Z axis. But I believe these plates are like 235. I think they're a little bit bigger. V-Wheels, we all know about my thoughts on V-Wheels. I talked all about it in the Lulzbot Taz Sidekick video. We'll card to it right above, so you guys can go take a look at it. But it looks like this might be a little bit involved. So, let's just do it. And under here we have, greasy. I didn't expect that these printers were going to come with as much assembly as they do, but I guess at this price point, I can't really complain. Yes, I randomly changed the backgrounds of the set. Like, if you didn't notice, the D20 that we printed a little bit ago is back here. It's going to be heading out in a couple of days to go to Andrew, our lead video editor, go to his dad. His dad asked for it, so Dad's going to get it. Let's take a look at this lead screw. It is greasy. All right, it's going back in. I don't want that crap all over the place. And I would bet, these are the ones that we used in that tool video. I would bet dollars to donuts these are going to be the exact same brand. Good thing I'm not a betting man. Be very careful of these bed clips. I just sliced my finger open. Reset the clock. Dang. Look, I get that I'm not an engineer, but this should just be easier. People are probably yelling at me saying, flip it to the front. Yeah, I probably should have done that. This is the definition of, it ain't bad, it ain't good either. I would not call this like a printer for beginners. This, I mean, okay, if you have an engineering degree and you really like tinkering with stuff, I don't have an engineering degree, but I love tinkering with stuff. This isn't that bad, but like a first build for a kid, well, maybe our video will be the one that you use. I don't know. This video is going to be titled, Watch an Idiot Build an Ender 3. It does want us to install the filament spool up top. We are not going to do that. We'll put it somewhere along the backside here. Because that is not where you want that stuff to go. They really do. They really just give you one extra of every bolt in this kit. All right, and looks like we are ready for first power up. But I know what like half of you are here for. You're here for this glorious peel. So let's make sure I get it on both cameras. So you only get one shot at these. That's pretty premium. Oh gosh. Oh, I'm sure half the people are yelling at me. You missed a peel right here. Oh, this one's tough. Oh, this is not all that satisfying. We don't need that where we're going. Right, now we need to go ahead and open their software. Let's take a look at what Creality Slicer looks like. I believe Creality Slicer is just a skinned version of Cura. Let the thing install on my laptop, even though I'm a little worried it's spyware. Beautiful, we got ourselves a benchy. We're going to leave effectively everything stock right now. I want to see what it's going to show us. I am really curious. 2 hours and 5 minutes. It's like I'm just made of time. All right, I believe we have filament in the hot end. I can see it coming out. That's a good sign, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we are a little bit far. We want to bring the printer a little bit closer. And there you have it. We got this thing built. We got it printing. And it works. there is room to grow. This printer is bone stock, and a lot of Ender 3s do not stay this way for a very long time, and we plan to start upgrading this thing very soon. So we want to know, again in the comments, what are your favorite Ender 3 mods? Because we're going to start compiling them and adding them all to this. Again, from a professional standpoint, B minus. Needs more intervention than I care for. Of course, stock settings aren't going to be great. Prusa stock settings are much better, but it's double the price minimum, so it's tough to compare them. I'm going to, but it's tough just because of their price point. Again, I like how it puts the texture from the build plate onto the part itself, and I do like this build plate. I've normally been very much against glass surfaces, but this one is kind of changing my mind. This texture really bites into the part until it cools down, and then it's totally great. I still hate the position of this spool holder, and that is never going to change, and there is nobody that can change my mind about that. This is a very poor location for it. Do not put your spools up here. An off-printer spool holder would be so much better. But yes, successful print. It will live up here on the set, so you guys can see it as these benchies evolve, and we can always look back to this original benchie from this print. But yeah, I'm impressed. From a hobbyist standpoint, if you can get these things under 200 bucks, honestly, there's no reason not to buy it. There really isn't. We have a lot of Ender 3 V2 and Ender content coming at you here, right on the 3D Musketeers YouTube channel. So I hope we've earned your subscription, and if so, please lightly tap that like button for us. It does help the channel grow. Hopefully, I will see you guys down in the comments. Don't forget to call your loved ones, and as always, keep making awesome. Have a good one. How do I not have tape? Hey, thanks for watching this video. I'm glad that you stuck it all the way out until the end. I happen to really like this machine, and I hope you guys do too. Right below me is the first video in the Ender 3 series where we quickly reviewed it, so you guys were able to take a look at it from both a professional and a hobbyist level, and I go a little bit deeper into the detail than I did in this video. Right next to it is going to be the video on cheap 3D printers that we like, where the Ender 3 and the Prusa were the two kings of the castle, and we got them right here. We're going to be comparing them in upcoming videos, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. I will see you down in the comments. Have a good one.